Okay, everybody, we haven't done video. I don't remember if we did any videos today, but we did a couple like intricate educational reading lessons that are important to recognize the bibliographies of the illegal acts of influencers stealing ideas without citing the sources for where the information comes from. Just to let everybody know, when you have a low-class individual who's lazy and it's expected to have guidelines that are associated to whether it's a resume, an educated list of citing sources aside from Google, the numbers for production of content, they diminish. Not only do they either have to pay somebody for a new job that's 6 figures or 5 figures, almost 6 figures, they actually have to do real research, and then that makeup and hair tutorial stuff that they do, it really becomes insignificant. Although it still is insignificant, it's unrelatable. It makes people angry. We want to bring into attention the lack of care in every piece of content that comes across the screen. People known as audience are your customers. This is for the influencer. And the customer, known as audience, are pretty sick and tired. They're sick and tired of looking at the Golden Globes, where you deliver on nothing of substance, except for listening to Demi Moore talk about self-worth, thinking that she's going to inspire a group of women. While if you saw the movie or the video and snippets of what she actually does in the video to perform, it's disturbing. It's actually really disturbing to watch. So I'm not really sure how she won a Golden Globe. Interesting to watch too, we have everyone specifically speaking to Selena Gomez, who's capitalizing off of Benny Blanco for a publicity stunt to fuel her ego as she was becoming irrelevant in industry. And then we watch her do brand deals with Zoe Saldana, where she mouths the words, Zoe's going to win the Oscar. Is that an Oscar or a Golden Globe? I'm not sure if it's the same thing or not. I don't think it's an Oscar. I think it's just a Golden Globe, which I thought was a television series. So I'm not sure how or why all these movie celebrities are showing up at the television. I don't really honestly know the difference between any of these awards because none of them actually are worth anything. It's just for these people to show up and get validated without delivering on anything of substance. It's very clear that we're watching the the Middle East community fail miserably. Every piece of content they produce is confusing. It makes people uncomfortable. Specifically speaking to Mona Vand, as she today posted some pictures of, I'm not sure what it was, in a pan, something green juice in a pan or something. I'm not really sure what her purpose behind all that nonsense was. But if you watched her last end of the season performance of the Q&A session, where she literally talks about herself and her romantic relationship with Melissa Wood, it will make you uncomfortable, it will make you bored, and it will definitely make you want to get very angry at the lack of substance that she has delivered to her audiences for how many years now? While she tells you that she now wants to be a TV journalist, and then shows you a picture of herself standing in front of a building in Washington, D.C., uncomfortably taking photos and video as she walks up the stairs filming herself. And then just says, because I asked you to, I need you to sign this document. That's very, very clear that she doesn't know what she's doing, while showing you a supposed toxin that's used to prevent insects from eating your product so that we can grow in mass quantities, which is a water-soluble product, so that she can look cool on camera. So it's either starvation for you, or it's food on your plate and calling out a Persian who has delivered on nothing but awkward outfits, awkward clothing, because some dude told her that she would never be anything. And she said, yes, I will. All you have to do is pretend to be in a relationship with me, even though he said, it doesn't matter what I say. People are smarter than that, and they're going to know what you're actually up to, Mona Vand. She said, no, they're not. Just pretend like you like me. And they've been playing the game of facade for how many years now? And it gets clearer every day how much people across the globe, how no one likes you. So it was initially just the United States of America that didn't like you, but the blessing in all of this was bringing awareness to the Middle East sickness and why the Middle East never has any peace. Bringing this full circle, this is all associated to LA. So what you watched in the Q&A was a scroll through for me, just to let everybody know, is it actually popped up in my YouTube channel for some reason. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to take a look and see what this trash heap has to say, because I know it's going to be garbage. It might initiate some conversation for us as intelligent communicators, as in Gary Vee's goal for the year is communication. So I watched the video, and what I noticed about all of it was now she's in a new place of weird energy to occur a certain way to the audience. However, the audience isn't buying it. So she is completely mentally ill, and we are now seeing a whole new level of her talking about herself going to therapy since she was 27. And the word 12 keeps coming up. 12 years old, not really sure. But that behavior, see, she doesn't understand that the behavior that she's produced in this country isn't welcome in this country. See, a lot of these socialites, especially, they call themselves socialites. Like the Bonding Blue stuff, that is not appropriate. The conversations that you're having on your live videos isn't appropriate. And no one's really interested in it. And then you're really just making yourself look unintelligent and freaky and incompetent. And it's on like global blast. So this isn't just unique to the United States. These are global individuals. These are people from different countries that are doing all the same thing. See, all these people thought by just showing off how much money they proclaim to have, which is basically an empty white room with no personality, and then you were all just going to follow in their footsteps for their weird behavior. That's devil worshiping. However, people in this country, and this is for Ken Craddock too, because she tries to play off of it. You thought you were going to make money off the audience, but the audience is disgusted by you. Even your so-called husband is disgusted by you. So I want to take this as a moment to bring awareness to the Ken Craddock family, the Haley Hess family, the Kay and Tay family, all of them. Addie McCracken and Brody, whatever the hell your name is, that family, and showing you that that's not the American family. And everyone's aware of that. And so you're just humiliating yourselves, and your children grow into adults, and they don't sign non-disclosures. They just live their lives, and they're a lot smarter than you. And so you've embarrassed yourselves, your families, your parents. You're getting more aware of the fact that you're humiliating yourselves. You're embarrassed to show up at parties. Those outfits you wear are really sad. You actually, Addie McCracken, you actually say in a video, you say, the only reason I went viral is because of Rustin. Nobody knew me before that during her so-called artistry phase, which actually she's seen in the backdrop of a perversion podcast, where she's then flown out to LA to talk nonsense about her years in high school. That's not what people want to hear about. That's not what people want to be mentored by. So I don't really know what in your mind you thought if you were just going to stand in front of a counter and say, look at vegetables. Look at the vegetables, everybody. I'm a doctor. While you then get played by the American government. You weren't initially getting played. You thought you were going to play me, Mona Van, with the Democrats. However, we won the election. We, as in the Republicans. And you're not Republican, you're Persian. So I don't know what you think of what you think over there in your weird-ass existence of your empty white chair overlooking the city while you show your green juice and your vegetables that somebody else made. all with your food stager